The Road Atlanta is an underrated track. It's hosted everything from sports cars to single seats to touring cars, and it's located here near Brazelton in Georgia, about a 45-minute drive up Interstate 85 from downtown Atlanta, a road that was name dropped in one of John Mayer's absolute finest songs. And since Atlanta has one of the busiest and largest airports in the world, this then makes it a prime location for a racetrack, well, at least a race meeting, seeing as there are so many tracks around the world that have hosted F1 Grand Prix through the years that are just either nowhere near a major city or near a major international airport. But we will look at all that once we've done the driving. Now, just as a quick contents page, we'll do a quick overview, do the driving, and then use what we've seen on track to get some final thoughts, and then you can leave your thoughts down in the comments. Now, two things you'll notice about Road Atlanta is that it's flowing and some of the corners are blind. Turn 1, you'll need to know where the turning point is and then just hope your car sticks. Turn 3, you can't see the apex there either, and the final corner is super fun because you can lob it over the blind crest and hope there's no one sitting broadside in the middle of the track. And as I mentioned in one of my Storytime episodes, it was also once a massive distribution park for some of the finest weed you can get in the United States in the 1980s. Now, Google Earth doesn't exactly give you the best impression, so I've put some screens from Assetto Corsa up on your screen to give you an idea of what's what. We've got 10 corners here, despite what the track map says, making up a track that's about 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers long, so it's already on the short side. Now, for reference, Monaco is just 2 miles long and the Red Bull Ring is 2.6 miles long, so we've already got 2 F1 tracks to reference it to. At least we've got one proper F1 track to reference it to rather than the street circuit. Although the average speed here is going to be a little bit higher than it is in Austria. And the qualifying lap record at the Red Bull Ring is already in the 1:02 range, so at this place, we could be seeing a sub 1 minute with a decent setup and a bit of talent. So all that's left to do then is to break out the brand new Option 13 2022 spec Formula 1 car, take it to Road Atlanta, and see what it'll do. Alright then, so welcome to beautiful Road Atlanta near Brazelton in Georgia, US of A, in the RSS Formula Hybrid 2022 car in Assetto Corsa. As you can see in the top left of the screen, tells you that we're in Assetto Corsa. And you might be thinking, why aren't we doing this in iRacing? Well, there is no 2022 car or 2022 Formula 1 car in iRacing yet. We've had to move into these cars because we need to see what the current regulations would be like at these kind of tracks to keep it, you know, realistic in a way. So until the Mercedes car gets released for iRacing, which will probably be the end of this year or the end of next year depending on the license, we're going to have to use this. But this is still a brilliant mod of Road Atlanta, and I'll leave a link for car and track in the description so you can give it a go for yourself. This is a paid mod, just as a forewarning, but it's like €3, €4, so it's not breaking the bank at all. So I've painted it in Option 13 colours because to keep it in line with what I do on the channel, and Option 13 is basically the esport thing I do when I'm not driving as Sancho. So yeah, usual stuff for this series. If you've seen my Hockenheim video, which has now got over 100,000 views, which is brilliant because I'm not known as a sim racing guy on this channel, and I'm just going to go out on charging mode, show you the lay of the land, show you what the track is like, and then we'll just gradually turn the wick up and do one last YOLO lap right at the end just to see if Road Atlanta could support a Formula 1 Grand Prix. So without further ado, setup is loaded. I've actually had to do a proper setup and actually learn how to drive this car and track combo, which is not something I have to do normally. It's taken me about an hour to practice for this one, so hopefully I can pull it off. So yeah, let's get on track. It's on charging mode, first gear, clutch paddle in, let's give it some jandle, and off we go. So coming out the pits, which spits you right onto the racing line, come to think of it, and then you come through this sort of Maggots-Beckett's type of thing. Fourth gear here, you can hit that curb on the inside, and now a sort of crane of curves type of thing into an old hairpin that goes the other way. It's almost like this track rips off like the best British corners, which isn't a bad thing. Crane of curves, Maggots-Beckett's, sort of the best corners in the world, in my opinion. Among the best corners in the world, I should say, before the Eau Rouge Radion crowd rips my head off. Two 90-degree right-handers there, which are pretty tricky because you need to maximise your speed up this long straight. That Motul bridge back there will be where I pull DRS. And then you come up this sort of Conrod straight type of thing, into what I call the fake chase, because it looks like the chase at Bathurst. Maybe a little bit faster than the chase at Bathurst. And then over this blind crest, hope that the suspension's set up properly. And that's a lap. So let's get a time on the board, see what we're dealing with. First gear for turn 1. There's an apex there somewhere. You just got to hope that the track's still there from the last lap you came, because a lot of the corners are blind. Through the crane of curves. Probably stay off the curb there. Old hairpin. Use all the runoff because you can. The 90-degree corners now. 4th gear. And then down to 3rd. Slow it up nice and early so you can get on the power early, because, like I say, you've got to maximise this straight. We'll pull DRS here. No charge as of yet. And this track just has a tremendous flow to it. I do love it. One of my favourites in the world. It's one of the tracks I don't own in iRacing, come to think of it. And I think this year, maybe Petit Le Mans in iRacing is something to do, even though I'm not an endurance guy. So once again, whoa! Let's do a lap where I'm actually concentrating for a change. Fronts are locking a little bit. I'll sort that out in a second. Oh my god. More downforce needed as well, I think. So last lap was a 1.4.2. I'll turn the boost up on the next, well, the hybrid deploy up on the next lap. See what that does for the state of play. Such a good corner. Right, balance low, here we go. That's better. Still learning this car track combo. Like I say, I've actually had to put some practice in. Oh my god. Oh, better than last time at least. Oh, slack off that anti-roll bar a bit, I think. DRS. Try that again, and then we'll do the YOLO lap and see what happens. Quite responsive given how big and heavy it is. Yeah, love that. Track limits be damned. Finding time everywhere we go here. Being a bit aggressive on the old shifting. That's more like it. Trick is to go slow in and fast out. Who'd have thought? Alright, my fuel light's on. That means YOLO lap inbound. Oh dear, maybe not. Okay, we'll cut here and then try again. Alright, don't change engine settings while you're on a flyer. But anyway, here we go. YOLO lap, on hot lap mode. See what this thing will do. Only go to plan. One at 1.4. Okay, this thing will go a bit quicker. I will try and do a faster lap, and I'll post that at the end. So what we'll do now is we'll go back to the studio, I guess, and have a look at this track and see whether or not it will function as a venue for a Grand Prix. So then we've seen the car go around the track, and we now need to look at what changes need to be made to get this thing up to snuff. And I can already see that the first change to come is to move the pit facilities to the back straight, which then allows for the fake chase to be a decent turn 1 overtaking spot. But the thing is, we've also got to deal with the whole safety thing. You saw the car was a bit sketchy over the top of that epic crest towards the end of the lap, so knowing the FIA, they'd incorporate the extra bit that's after the fake chase to create this infield section and or extend the final corner to be the 90-degree right-hander that's available. Now, I would ditch that infield section and then just have that 90-degree corner, so you've still got the cars going over that blind hill while still doing a decent amount of speed, and it looks cool. And there's also variations in the so-called Beckett section that can be used to increase lap time or be safer for these super fast F1 cars, but at some point you're going to be toying with it too much and you're just going to end up ruining the character of the track, and we want to keep as much of the old track as we possibly can. It's also very, very bumpy, so it'll probably need smoothing out, especially with these new, more ground effect style cars. I know people get really tetchy about calling them ground effect cars, but they're more ground effect in the traditional sense with Venturi tunnels and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's quite a difficult one, but I'd love to know what you think down in the comment section underneath this video. Would it be suitable? Is it not suitable? Should we just leave it, or should we give it a go? You know, leave all your thoughts underneath the video. And while scrolling down, if you haven't already, be sure to give the video a like, and if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and also get the bell on so you never miss out on one of my future videos. Still on the run towards 100k, so if we can get there by the end of the year, and who knows, you might get the Roberto Moreno video for Christmas. There is also a massive thank you to the patrons of this channel via Patreon. They're on your screen right now, and if you do want to help support the channel in terms of computer upgrades, images, having to buy the images to be able to cover the actual, real Formula 1 reviews and pressing issues and breaking news stuff that I do and things like that, then you can follow the link in the description like the good folk on your screen have, and you can donate and help keep the channel running at that level. And also down in the description will be links to Twitter, Instagram, and also a link to Discord if you want to join in the chatter there. So until next time, I've been Aidan Millward, you've been brilliant, and I'll see you all again very soon for another video. So until then, goodbye.